What's going on, Sky Squad? We are back in the building. It's your boy DJ RichieSkye. Sky Squad, we got to talk about a couple of things. Okay, the news is breaking off. Potomac about to be real good this season. Potomac about to be real good this season. I'm gonna tell you why. We got some things already jumping off. Now, we had talked to you guys earlier about Miss Candiace Bassett. Oh yes, we had been talking about Candiace Bassett, and she had posted, this post on Instagram talking about, well, when one door closes, another one opens, which we all know is true. Okay. Preaching to the choir right there. But it was fueled by the earlier reports that she would not be returning, allegedly. That's what the people had speculated that the anonymous post was about from the All About the Real Housewives page that got sent to Bravo and cocktails.com. Okay. So everybody was speculating about whether or not Candiace, it was even in People magazine, okay? So everybody's speculating about whether or not Candiace is going to be returning to the Real Housewives of Potomac. If I said Atlanta earlier, please forgive me, but I'm talking about Potomac. Anyway, so there was speculation about that. Well, we get some tea from that good Bryce Sander, okay? Now, first things first, before I get into who Bryce Sander is, for those of you guys who may not know him, this tweet from Bryce Sander was picked up by OMFG Reality TV. So let's head on over there and get into it. All right. So, according to Bryce, this is the case. He says, my sources tell me this is not what you all think it means. Candiace has not been fired from Real Housewives of Potomac. And as you guys can see, here is the tweet that set everything off. Okay. My sources tell me that this is not what you all think it means. Candiace has not been fired from the Real Housewives of Potomac. So there you have it with that. Now, why should we listen to this Bryce Sander? Why should we even pay attention to what this person is saying? Well, in case you guys don't know who Bryce Sander is, he considers himself the chief Real Housewives correspondent, and he does a lot of interviews for Entertainment Tonight. So a cursory scroll through his Instagram page will give you a little bit of his background and some of the people that he's had on his show. We've pulled some information from some of these interviews, like the Drew Sidora interview. He's had literally some of everybody on here: Dr. Wendy Acefo, Heather Dubrow, literally everybody has come through here. Phaedra Parks, Robin Dixon, so Ebony K. Williams. So he has a lot of credibility when it comes to this housewife space. And I'm inclined to believe him if he says his sources say that this is not the case. Now, it does say not fired. Okay. So we have no idea of knowing exactly what this will mean for Candiace. And again, what we do, we speculate. That's part of the fun of this whole casting process. So again, I asked you guys earlier if you would watch the show if Candiace was not back. And a lot of you guys said, yeah, you would. And some of you guys said, no, you wouldn't, because she is the show. And from what I want to know from you now is Candiace the show? Is she the show? Let a brother know in the chatterization down below. Now, what is the show, since it's alleged that filming is set to start, is this right here, okay? Now, first of all, I want to shout out to, and I'm assuming since Grace Report is mentioned here, I'm going to shout out Grace Report, number one, for being just amazing. Okay, first things first, let's just go there. She's amazing. And if you've been in this YouTube space, you know that she does the doggone thing on YouTube with reporting on celebrity news, hot topics, reality TV, recaps. She does it all, and she does it well, okay? So the Neighborhood Talk, our friends over at the Neighborhood Talk, happened to pick up a clip that she had posted online. And what it was, Gizelle Bryant and Robin Dixon have their podcast Reasonably Shady. It's actually been nominated. I think it was nominated for an NAACP award. Was that it? Anyway, not sure if it won. Y'all can let me know in the chat. Don't follow it that well. Have never heard really an episode of it. But from what I did hear today, it sounded more ignorant than reasonable or shady. Okay. Um, so they were talking about James Harden. And I don't really know all of the topics they talk about. I'm assuming it's just kind of topical and, kind of whatever they feel like discussing, anything kind of going on in pop culture. And, Robin, I'm sure, is very much into sports because of her background and, obviously being with Juan. So they're talking about James Harden and they kind of joke about whether or not the team that he's been traded to actually knows it's him because, can they see him through that beard that he has? Okay. So they start to joke about the beard and they're kind of asking about, well, whether or not these types of beards are still in or they're out. Basically, the general consensus for the two of them are that they don't really feel the beards and they kind of want the beards, like these types of thick beards, to go away. And then they start joking about it may smell like fried chicken. And I think Robin even suggests at one point, one of the two suggests, I'm not sure. Again, you guys can listen to it. I will place the link down in the description down below. As you guys can see, I had to block out a couple of things. But they even kind of joke about, maybe it smells like watermelon. And maybe well, if we said it smelled like watermelon, that might be racist. I'm paraphrasing, right? Because again, you can listen to it for yourself. And then that they suggest that it may even smell like weed. And at one point you can see the quote here when they kind of joke and they say, "Oh, that would be," or "I'm being, racist," or something like that. They kind of joke about it. And for me, let me just hop back up on the screen real quick. Cuz I'm a man with a beard too, right? And I've had thoughts about kind of growing my beard out to that length. I like it. You know what I'm saying? I like a thick beard for myself, and I'm happy to support anybody who is beard gang. You know what I'm saying? To imply that he smells like weed or to imply that, you know, I'm just disturbed by this, right? I'm disturbed by it because it's one thing to kind of talk about the man in that way, but I also feel like it's another step when you really start realizing that, hey, I'm saying something that could be perceived as being racist against your own people. Okay. That internalized type of racism. So that's disturbing in and of itself. And you, of course, have to ask yourself, you have to wonder what this stems from. Hmm? What does it stem from? Particularly as I look at Gizelle, whose father, okay, was a civil rights activist. How does this make sense to her? And I understand you get caught up in the moment of having conversations and dialogue and whatnot, but no, no, this ain't cool. And it's surprising to me that you would even allow this to air. The moment you knew you had that moment and that you said something might have been perceived as or could be perceived as being racist, you should have cut that out. Or you should just not post that episode because you got a choice in the matter at the end of the day. So to me, it don't really sit right that y'all talking about this man in this type of way and making these inferences based on his appearance. It's looking real. It's looking real. It ain't looking good. Okay. Now, y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation down in the chatterization down below. Are people making too big of a deal about this? I don't think so. I think it's something that they need to take that episode down. They need to cut that out. They need to make some type. I feel like they need to apologize or something like that because this ain't cool. Now, let me know what y'all think. I'll catch you guys in the next video.